So let us see the structure activity relationship of barbiturates as part of sedatives and hypnotics. Okay, first let us see the general structure. Let us see the general structure of barbiturates. So this is the general structure of barbiturates. If we want to name it, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so generally the barbituric acid is that there is no substitution. R1 and R2 both are hydrogens. Okay, that is barbiturate, the barbituric acid. Okay, that barbituric acid does not possess any hypnotic activity. Okay, so when will the activity is exhibited? Okay, so when we are replacing the hydrogens present at R1 and R2 positions, if we are substituting them, then it shows some hypnotic activity. So you have to remember that barbituric acid as such doesn't have any hypnotic activity, but 5 substituted compounds will show the hypnotic activity. So let us see what other changes can happen at the position 5. Okay, so both hydrogens at position 5, both hydrogens at fifth position should be substituted. Okay, and the number of carbons of the substituents, both substituents should lie between 6 and 10 for optimal activity. Okay, the activity and duration of action actually decided by the sum of the carbons present in the two substituents at position 5. Okay, what do it mean? I'll show you. I'll show you with the previous examples. So these are the barbiturates. Okay, so this is the barbital starting compound. These are the two substituents at the fifth position. How many carbons are there? Two carbons and two carbons. Total four carbons are there. Okay. So what he is saying, these two carbons and these two carbons, this number of carbons should be between 6 and 10. Okay. So let us see how many carbons are there in the further compounds. And phenobarbital, how many carbons here? In C2, 2 carbons. Here, 6. 6 plus 2, 8 carbons are there. And mephobarbital, how many are there? 8. And amobarbital, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 carbons are there. In butabarbital, you have 2 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 carbons are there. So that is what it means. So the number of carbons present in the substituents at position 5. Okay, both hydrogens. The sum should be between 6 and 10 for optimal activity. Okay, that will also responsible for the duration of action. And monosubstitution at fifth carbon decreases the activity due to increased acidity. Okay, what happens if only one substituent is present, only one hydrogen is replaced? What it will do? It will increase the acidity, and that will decrease the activity. Why it is so? Because it will undergo tautomerism. Only one substituent increases acidity, undergoes tautomerism. Tautomerism is changing the form by protonation. Okay, and that will decrease the activity. And as the sum of alkyl group increases, the lipid solubility of the compound also increases. Okay, so you know the methyl groups are polar, non-polar, right? Non-polar groups, they will increase the lipophilicity. Okay, so as the length of the chain or number of the carbons increases, that will increase lipid solubility, obviously. Okay, so when the lipid solubility is increasing, that will lead to increased onset of action and decreased duration of action. So that is the reason. So increases the number of carbons proportional to lipophilicity. Okay. So if branching means more branched. Okay. If the branching is more, that is more potent drug. For example, pentobarbital, okay, and amobarbital. Branching potency. Because pentobarbital is more potent than amobarbital. Okay, so we are discussing all about fifth position only. Okay, so substituents at fifth position. And branched cyclic or unsaturated chain reduces the duration of action due to its metabolic conversion to more polar inactive metabolites. Branched cyclic. Branched cyclic or unsaturated. What they do, they will increase the polarity and they will cause inactive metabolites. So more lipophilicity is preferred. And stereoisomers have same potencies. Stereoisomers have same potencies. And alicyclic or aromatic substituted analogs are more potent than aliphatic substitutes. So it is observed in generally whatever the category of compounds we saw. Okay. Alicyclic or aromatic substituted analogs are more potent than aliphatic. Okay. Potent aromatic or alicyclic are more potent than the aliphatic. Okay, the presence of halogen in the fifth alkyl group increases the potency. Okay, halogen means X, chlorine, bromine, chlorine, iodine. These four are called as halogens, denoted by X. Okay, what they do? They present if they are present in fifth position. Okay, they will increase the potency. And polar substitute like hydroxyl group, amino group, carboxyl, okay, carbonyl amine. Okay, what they do? If they are present in the aromatic group, they will decrease the lipid solubility and potency. Polar means they are favorable for soluble in water. Okay, solubility in water is so lipid solubility is decreased. Okay, that will in turn decrease the potency. Okay, what are the examples of polar group? OH, okay, NH2 amine, carboxylic acid, COOH, carbonyl, okay, amine group. So all these are the examples for polar groups. Fine. So these are the things we need to keep in mind when we are discussing about the carbon 5. And let's look at the positions of carbons at first and third position. So first and third position means which carbons? We have first and third positions here. So the carbons at first and third positions are replaced by nitrogens. Okay, that is what we mean. That doesn't mean that sir there are nitrogens and you are saying that it is a carbon. Okay, I don't mean that. Okay, generally we are considering generally basically the carbon skeleton, and in that skeleton we are having NHC double bond O NH representing urea. Okay, a moiety coming from urea. So in that case, when we are determining the position number one, in that position, that carbon we are expecting, but there the carbon is replaced with nitrogens. Okay. So what there should be? So alkylation, if you do alkylation at C1 or C3, that may result in shorter onset and duration of action because N-methylation reduces the acidity value. Okay. So alkyl substitution, what it will do? It will decrease onset and duration of action. And if you see position 2, What is position 2? The carbonyl group sandwiched between two NH2, the two amino groups. Okay, so replacement of oxygen by sulfur. Okay, that will increase the lipid solubility, hence shortens the duration and onset of action. So generally we have carbonyl means C double bond O, right? If you replace this oxygen with sulfur, what it will do? Increases lipophilicity. More lipophilic, more quickly it should show the duration of action. So shortens duration of action. And also the onset of action. At the same time, if you see at positions C4 and C6, what are they? Two carbonyl groups. Okay, two carbonyl groups. So C4 and C6 should be better left at unattended positions C4 and C6. If you replace their double bond O with S, okay, what they will do? They will decrease the hypnotic activity. Okay. So what we saw majorly we have discussed about position 5. Okay. This is the position 5. Remember, second position, fourth position, sixth position are having oxygens. If you want to substitute those oxygens with sulfur, that will increase the lipophilicity, and that will, particularly in fourth and sixth positions, the oxygens if substituted with sulfur, that will affect by decreasing the hypnotic activity. Okay, better those two oxygens at fourth and sixth positions not be substituted. Okay, while the oxygen at second position may be substituted with sulfur, but that will be making the molecule more lipophilic, and that will shortens the duration and onset of the action. And if you see first and third positions, the amino groups, if you methylate them, okay, methylate them, what happens? So that may actually that also result in the shorter onset and duration of action. That is it with other positions than the fifth position. So fifth position is more important when it comes to the action of barbiturates. So the behavior of barbiturates is determined by the substituents present at the fifth position. So what we need to remember, the both the hydrogens should be substituted. Okay, and the number of hydrogens should be that means this is a suggestion, it is not like a rule. So it is recommended that the number of carbons in both the substituents, the sum should be between 6 and 10 for optimal activity. Okay, if only one hydrogen is substituted, that will cause the tautomerism and decrease the activity. And the number of carbons, if they are more, it is more lipophilic. If branching is more, more lipophilic and more potent. Okay, and branched cyclic or unsaturated compounds will increase the polarity, and if polarity is increased, that is that there is a chance that inactive metabolite may be formed, and stereoisomers will have same potencies, and potent aromatic or alicyclic compounds are more, or potency of them is more than that of aliphatic things, and halogens increases potency, and polar compounds will decrease the lipid solubility and potency. So the examples for polar groups are hydroxyl group, amino group, carboxylic acid group, carbonyl group, and amino group. So this is all about structure activity relationship of barbiturates with respect to their sedative and hypnotic activity.